Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for joining me today. I'm doing a lip swatch video for you guys and the brand is Clinique, and this is a brand new launch from Clinique. It's very new and this is called the Clinique Pop Lip Shadow. Now the reason I was very intrigued by this was because there was a small description when they were teasing about this on social media, is that this is a cushion matte lip powder, and I was like, wait, this is a powder lipstick? The formula is powder. I have to see what it is. I've never used a powder lipstick before, so I was really interested. I was very intrigued, so I went ahead and bought it. There was another brand which also was like introducing powder lipsticks, and that is the Dior's Diorific Rouge Kohl lipsticks. Now Dior was just using the word powder in place of a matte lipstick. You know how we say powdery matte, you know, that just an expression, powdery matte. So they were just using the word powder in place of a matte lipstick. But the Dior's Diorific Kohl lipsticks are just cream lipsticks. The formula is just a waxy, creamy formula. It's just the finish is a matte finish. That's it. They are not powder lipstick. The formula is not powder or anything. It's just like a marketing thing going on. That's all. But this is truly, the formula is a powder formula. On the lips, they feel like powder and everything. So anyways, before jumping into the formula and the way they perform, let's talk about just the basic things. These retail for $19.50. The color range is not very wide. There are 8 shades in total, and I have 3 to show you guys. And these, I don't think these are available on Sephora. You can find this on Ulta's website, Macy's, where else? Nordstrom. I think I also saw it on Neiman Marcus. So yeah, I don't think these are like widely available across all department stores. These are also available on Clinique's website itself. So anyways, let's look at the actual box. Let's see if there's any information on here. It just says cushion matte lip powder, and the amount of product you get is 1.2 grams each, which is not a lot, to be honest, because just your traditional twist up cream lipsticks. Of course, this is a powder formula, but the cream lipsticks, you get 3 grams of product, so you get only 1.5 grams, less than half of what you usually get in a cream lipstick. And they kind of like charge you a full price, $19.50. So I think this is kind of on the expensive side. And then it says this is allergy tested, 100% fragrance free. And yeah, that's it, you guys. And you have like the list of ingredients in the box. And where is this made? Where is this made? All right, I'm not seeing where it's made. It just says it's probably made in Canada or US. I don't know, guys. It doesn't say anywhere about where it's made. Let's just quickly check here, but it doesn't say. Maybe it's somewhere on the website where it's made. But anyways, let's talk about the packaging, because it came in a very interesting packaging, and it kind of took me a second to figure out how to do it, how to fix it. So it comes in like 2 separate things. Now there is a sponge, obviously, and then there's a clear cap. So I've used this, obviously, so it kind of looks dirty, but this is a very, very stiff sponge. It's not flexible at all. It's quite stiff. And then it comes like this pen holder kind of a packaging, very, very similar to Hourglass lipsticks. What are those called? Hourglass, oh god, I forgot, you guys. Those very mysterious, like James Bond 007 kind of packaging. But this for some reason doesn't look that mysterious, probably because of the silver. I don't know. These kind of look like truly like a pen stand. But anyways, this came separately, and then there's a small cylinder. I wouldn't call it a canister kind of a packaging because it's very slender and narrow. So this is where the actual pigment is housed. So this is where you have the shade name and everything. This is Bright Pop, and then it says a Clinique Pop Lip Shadow. That's it. And so you just open it up, and inside you have the inside actually I see like a metal cylinder, and inside which is where the actual product. When I first took a look at the product, I could see some slight shine, so I thought that, oh, probably this is also like a cream lipstick. It's just some, again, a marketing tactic, just like Dior. But it was just like a top layer, because now it's completely matte, and it's kind of, I think there is, it's not complete powder, it's not a loose powder, but it's definitely a powder kind of, finish. You know how ColourPop's Super Shock, eyeshadows are kind of creamy to the touch when you touch it in the packaging, but once you apply it on your skin, it like instantly transforms into like a powder eyeshadow. It doesn't like smear, or it doesn't like perform anything like a cream eyeshadow at all. These are the consistency and the formula, I feel it's very similar to that. It kind of, it's not obviously loose powder what's in here, but definitely there's something that's holding it together like a cream. But once it just touches your skin, it just feels and like gives appearance of like a powder. So anyways, the way you do it is, I was kind of afraid to put it in because I thought that the product would come out and it would ruin the packaging, but there's some kind of a spring action going on which kind of pushes that cylinder which houses, I said, the actual product in here. It kind of pushes it down maybe, and that's it. So this is your actual product. So it comes separately, so you'd have to unscrew both the caps, and then you have to connect it. So it's probably refillable. I'm not sure whether they sell refills separately. And they say that the sponge is antibacterial treated, so I don't think you would get this won't be like the breeding place for bacteria. So they say that because anyways, the same goes for all the other two as well. I have like a fuchsia and like a very, very purple berry, and then like a very, again, like a reddish berry shade. So anyways, as you can see, my whole the whole sponge is not saturated with it, but I did like close it once, right? So again, twice I'm doing it. So let's see how it looks like. It looks almost like a matte crayon, the finish, but do you see it's like completely flat matte, and the pigmentation is pretty good, guys, actually. So that is the pigmentation you get, and I'm just dipping it once, closing it once to show you guys. Now let's see, everything's just rolling. Do you see the pigmentation? It's completely pigmented. It's just, pigmentation is quite crazy. It almost feels like I'm just applying some kind of like a powder pigment on my lips. There is no trace of creaminess at all. As I said, since this sponge does not have any, it's not flexible at all. It's not flexible. It's pretty stiff, so it kind of is easy to apply it on your lips. So I just roughly applied it, guys. So this is the first shade, and which is called Bright Pop. Yeah, this is Bright Pop, and this is like a red, like a deeper red. So this is just, I just don't feel any moisture when I press my lips together. It honestly feels like I have powder on my lips. So I truly feel this is like a unique formula on the market itself. So yeah, that is that shade, and I feel the transfer is very, very less. There is a slight transfer initially. Do you see there's a little bit of transfer, but that's it, you guys. There's not a lot of transfer on these lipsticks. And I truly feel that these last a long time. Just like a variation of the liquid lipsticks, we have like a powder lipstick. And I feel I don't think you actually need like a makeup wipe to remove it. It comes right off, but you would have to, since a normal napkin would not have any moisture in it, and these lipsticks don't have any moisture in them because they are like powder dry lipsticks. So you might have some difficulty to remove it. So having something with a little bit of moisture or like oil would really help to remove these lipsticks, I feel. So next shade is Fuchsia Pop, which is this shade. So yeah, that is just one swipe, and I really like that the sponge really helps in like helping to contour your lips in the arches and in the corners of the lips and everywhere. It's really good, guys. I really like the applicator. This shade is slightly on the sheer side. I feel not as pigmented, not as crazy pigmented as the red shade. So yeah, that is the lip swatch, guys. And I also feel, since this sponge is kind of very stiff, it's slightly slightly on the abrasive side. It's not so smooth. You have to I don't know, I get reminded of this exfoliator kind of a feeling when I'm applying it, because it's kind of rough on, it's not abrasive, but there is kind of an exfoliating feeling when I apply this on the lips, because the sponge is so like stiff, and it's not that flexible. So this is the shade that, it's a very hot pink, and this is called Fuchsia, but it's a very cool toned pink, right? So this is called Fuchsia Pop, and slightly on the sheerer side. I feel slightly, if I give this a 10 out of 10 for opacity, I would give this like an 8. So there's a slight sheerness to that, but I think you can easily build it up. So yeah, that is that shade. Again, I think it's not streaky, and it's quite pigmented. Let's remove that. I have some here. And then finally, let's see, this is a darker shade, and this is called Fun Pop, and that is that shade. It's more like a little bit of, let me just dip it once again. This shade definitely is on the sheerer side, slightly more sheerer than the hot pink, I feel. And as you can see, there's not much left on the sponge, because I swatched once, and I did like close it once again to get product on the applicator, so that I can do a lip swatch, but there's not much left to actually give me a proper swatch. So I think this is not that pigmented, so you'll have to go in say 2 times in the cylinder to get more product. But once you get more product, it is not sheer, it's not streaky. So you can definitely easy to just go over it, guys. I think there's an advantage to the powder lipsticks, because when it comes to liquid lipsticks, there's always the disadvantage of layering it. It's always a downside, if you ask me, because the more you lay, it kind of forms like a thicker layer, and it kind of, when it dries down, sometimes it like crumbles, stuff like that. But this is very lightweight, because it's a powder lip formula, and I think it's so easy to lay, and does not cake up at all. But definitely guys, it's on the drier side. These are dry lipsticks. In fact, Clinique itself mentions that they recommend you use a lip balm underneath if you want that comfortable finish, comfortable feel. So yeah, these are 3 shades. There is, as you can see, slight translucency, but I think you can fix it by just applying and doing the little touch-ups, and it's so easy to do touch-ups with a powder formula like this, and also so easy to layer it. I think these are advantages, definitely advantages over like a cream lipstick and liquid lipstick over liquid lipsticks. I think these definitely I think both liquid lipsticks and this powder formula have an advantage over cream lipsticks, because no matter how expensive a cream lipstick is, they tend to break if you like leave it out in the car, or if the temperature is like very high. They tend to like melt and break. So once it breaks, it's very difficult to use that lipstick, guys. You will have to transfer it into a small pot, or and from the pot you would have to use a like lip brush, and it's like it's never the same. So I think I definitely prefer liquid lipsticks just for that reason. And since we have an alternative here in the form of powder, which also gives us the advantage of making layering very easy, making touch-ups very easy. And also liquid lipstick, you definitely need you know, like a makeup wipe to get rid of it from your lips. But I think with this you can definitely use even a normal napkin or a tissue paper, but it would be a little bit harder for you because there is no moisture on with the formula. As you can see, there is very less transfer, and since it is a powder, there's like no moisture in the formula itself, and it's a little difficult to like remove it if your napkin also doesn't have any like moisture element to it, moisture or any kind of slippery element to it. Now let's talk about the formula. I kind of pretty much talked about it when I'm lip swatching, but I just want to summarize it. The formula is powder formula, and as I said, it's not loose powder inside. As I said, there's something that kind of holds it together and kind of gives the appearance of like a balm kind of a appearance. Very similar to ColourPop's Super Shock eyeshadows, where in the packaging they kind of look, and even when you swatch it, there's a little bit of moisture in them, which makes you think it's a cream eyeshadow. But once you swatch it and once it's on the eyes, it immediately kind of looks and feels and performs like a powder eyeshadow. These are very similar to those. It's not a loose powder pigment inside. It definitely, it's housed in like a small cylinder where it looks like a cream. To be honest, it looks like a cream, but once the sponge tip dips in, and when you apply it, it's just powder, guys. And I think you can see in here there's a little bit of moisture. Do you see it? That's why I kind of initially mistook it as for actual cream lipstick, because this is how it is in that cylinder, just housed inside. But once it touches the skin, it's just cream. It's just powder. I'm sorry, it's just powder, guys. Of course, it's not a transfer proof formula, but as I said, the transfer is very minimal, and the lasting power is actually very good. It's like it lasts really long, as you can see. And I feel lasting power is very comparable to a liquid lipstick, a transfer proof liquid lipstick. So I think this is a good formula. There's no way that the product would melt off or anything. The lasting power is really good, and I really like the fact that you can easily layer then these things and apply as much as you want, and you would not experience any like cakiness or flakiness or anything. They just stay put on your lips. And yeah, I think there is a good color selection as well. There are some lighter nudes, but I went for the darker colors here, and all three are really good. I think the red is the most pigmented of them all, and next the pink, and then the purple berry shade. But they are very you can just touch in small areas and without making it look like you have like a like a very concentrated pigment in just one area, because that happens with a liquid lipstick. There would be just a small area where it's slightly sheer, and when I want to just touch up that area, it just kind of looks odd and out of place. But that's not the case with these. You can, even there's a small area where it needs touch up, you can just apply it a tiny bit and it will look, it would still look very even. So these are nice. I think the only downside to this is they are on the drier side, so you would have to exfoliate and moisturize your lips beforehand, or just use a lip balm. And these are so weightless, guys. It literally feels like I don't have anything on my lips, so weightless. And I think this is a truly very unique formula, and maybe first of its kind. I don't know, but this is the first time I've heard of a powder lipstick and also used one, and I think these are good. These are a hit for me, to be honest. And of course, but like I said, maybe because of the formula, they do give you less, because it is not a cream formula. So usually cream lipsticks, you get 3 grams of product for a full size, just on an average. My reference point is MAC lipsticks and Urban Decay lipsticks, like that. So there you get like 3 grams of product for like a full price. Say full price meaning like for a mid-range brand, I would call that $17 to $19, somewhere in between. But they're charging you $19.50 and you get only 1.2 grams. So probably because of the formula, because it's a completely different formula. It is a powder formula. Maybe that's the reason. I don't know, but yeah, all in all, the formula is a hit for me. I definitely recommend it. This is very travel friendly, and it's also very, very lightweight. Of course, this is too long, but yeah, but it's very, very lightweight and very, very easy to touch up. And yeah, I highly recommend these, guys. Hope you guys found this video useful. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and please subscribe. Bye.